most people will not admit. They won't admit that they're afraid of making mistakes. Most people are afraid of making mistakes, and that is the exact same reason why they are not building the life that they really want to build, building the life that they desire to build, living the life that they really want to live. The reason why they're not catching their dreams because they're afraid of making mistakes. And I've been there, trust me. You don't want to be that oddball where people are looking at you like, what are you doing? Ha ha, I told you so. And so you're paralyzed into not moving at all. What I want to encourage you to do is to understand that the mistakes that you will make, that is a guarantee, you will make mistakes. And if you choose to not take action because you don't want to make a mistake, well, that is a mistake. So what I want to challenge you to do is to understand that the mistakes that you make, as long as you learn from those mistakes, it's okay to make mistakes. That's a part of life. That's a part of living. And what I want to encourage you to do and to empower you to do is to take action knowing that mistakes are going to be a part of the journey, but live and learn from those mistakes and get to where you want to get to. Great teams, phenomenal teams, championship teams, they own their mistakes and they own their wins. See, most of us, we want to own our wins. Yeah, I did that. That was awesome. But when our mistakes come, when our errors come, when our flaws come, when we didn't do what we said we were going to do, we pass off the buck to somebody else. We pass off the responsibility to somebody else. Well, they didn't get their rebound, or it wasn't my man. When at the end of the day, you got to come and you got to own what's in your vicinity. You got to own it. You have to own it. And if you don't own it, you'll never get better. You'll never take responsibility for what's on your plate if you don't own it. And when you decide that you're going to go through the process, go through the mistakes, embrace the process, learn from your mistakes, man, those mistakes become empowering. But at the end of the day, you have to look yourself in the mirror and live with the decisions that you make. You have to decide who you want to be with. You have to decide what you want out of life. You have to decide what kind of life you want to live, what kind of life you want to build for you and for your family personally. Nobody else can decide that for you. You got to make that decision. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't live your dreams, that you can't accomplish your goals. I don't care how crazy it might sound. I don't care how big it may be. Don't accept their fear into your life. Don't accept their doubt into your life, because they don't have the courage to dream bigger, because they don't have the faith to believe bigger the way that you do. Don't let their faith, don't let their fear, don't let their doubt, don't let their disappointments, don't let their point of view, their perspective come into your life and cause you to doubt your dreams. Your dreams are possible. Your dreams are possible. Your goals are possible. No, I don't care what you want to accomplish. Make the decision to do it and go and build your dreams. Go and build your life, whether that's your faith, whether that's your health, whether that's your mindset, whether that's your business, whether that's your finances, whether that's buying a new home, whether that's getting a new car, whether that's raising your kids, whether that's being healed, whether that's having clear sight. No matter, I don't care what the goal is. I don't care what you want to build. You can build your dreams if you make your mind up. You're willing to go to work and build it. See, I want to encourage you to grow. I want to challenge you to change. See, when change comes, guess what? Change only comes. Change only comes. Change only comes when you stop tolerating your common state. When you stop being okay. When you stop being okay with being a $1 bill. When you stop being okay with being a $1 bill, then you get a chance to say, you know what? I decide I want to be a $5 bill. And so you start adding value to yourself. Oh, now I'm a $2 bill. You start adding value to yourself. Now I'm a $3 bill. You start adding value to yourself. Now I'm a $4 bill. You start adding value to yourself until you're a $5 bill. See, the good thing about change, the good thing about growth is that it doesn't stop there. It doesn't have to stop there, right? And I'm using money as an example, but I'm not talking about money-wise, but I'm also talking about money-wise, right? See, here's what I found out. I found out that you get to decide what your life looks like. You get to decide how much you want to grow. You get to decide. You personally. See, God gave each and every last one of us the opportunity and the ability to create. He gave each and every last one of us the ability and the opportunity to grow, to change, to become everything that our mind can be set on, everything that can enter our hearts, the dreams, the goals, the passions, the aspirations that you have. You can accomplish your dream, but you gotta decide that you want to grow and you're willing to change. See, most people are afraid of change. And I want to encourage you to change, right? See, it started out of the $5 bill, right? But see, I wasn't talking. I was sitting in my room and I was growing. I was reading. I was working out. I was building. I'm not talking about my words. I'm talking about my actions. My actions begin to pour into myself. I continue to build myself. And the next thing you know, you show up on the scene and oh my God, you're $100 bill. And people are like, dude, you changed. You say, yes, I changed. I was tired of being a $1 bill. I was tired of being who I used to be. I was tired of the reputation that I used to have. I decided that I wanted to be more. And so I decided to pay the price. I decided to build. I decided to grow. I decided to read. I decided to pray. I decided to begin to walk in integrity. I decided to walk in peace. I decided to be somebody happy that people will be happy to be around. I decided to lead. And guess what? The $100 bill is treated totally different than the $1 bill. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that or not, but the $100 bill is treated totally different than the $1 bill. See, they want to make sure that the one is a real bill. See, the $100 bill, guess what? You can't just walk anywhere and just put the $100 bill in. No, they're going to look at it and put it under the light. Is that real? Scan it, right? Because they're going to make sure that it really has substance. See, the $1 bill, people treat it like it's just, oh, we'll take it. All right, cool. It's no big deal. See, what I want to encourage you to do is to make sure that you got substance. Because there's too many people that are dressing up on the outside to try to look like a $100 bill but don't have the substance. They're counterfeits. See, I want to encourage you to grow. I want to challenge you to change. I want to encourage you to grow. I want to challenge you to change. Because when you really embrace the process of growth and change, you come out looking like this $100 bill. The $100 bill and the weight that it carries when you slide it across the table, when you hand it to somebody, when you show up, guess what? They respect the $100 bill. Guess they respect the $100 bill. And you're wondering why your dreams are not manifesting. And the reality of the situation is you're not going hard enough. You're not grinding hard enough. You're not giving it everything you got. You're giving it just enough so other people can look at you and say, oh, it looks like they're grinding. No, I'm talking about late nights when nobody else is looking. I'm talking about studying. I'm talking about learning your craft, working on your craft every single day. You realize that what you build today is going to affect your kids, their kids, their kids, and their kids, and kids to come. It's going to affect your entire blood lineage, what you decide to build and how you decide to build it. See, it makes you build with a different intensity. It makes you build with a different mindset, with a different resolve. That even though I'm going against whatever I'm going against, I'm not just fighting for Jamaine. I'm not just fighting for myself. I'm fighting for my kids, 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 kids. Well, when you make the decision to go for the gold, and not taking no for an answer, it would change the way that you operate. It would change the way that you think. Because when you go for the goal, you don't look at the situation the same. You make different decisions when you're going for the goal. Is that the very best that God has for me? No. Then that's not what I need to be going after. Is this the very best that I can possibly lay on the line? Is this is my very best? And if it is not, then I need to give more. So you got to get that out of your mind. If somebody don't understand, that's okay. They're not building what you're building. You have the blueprint. So you got to just keep on building even if they don't understand. Have you ever drove past a building that was being brought up or drove past a house that was being brought up and you wondered what the finished product was going to look like? Man, I wonder if it's going to have 4 bedrooms. I wonder if it's going to have 5 bedrooms. I wonder how big the kitchen is going to be. I wonder how many square footage it's going to be. I wonder if it's going to have a garage. Those are the same questions that people are asking themselves when you're building. They don't understand because they don't see the blueprint. They don't see the finished product the way that you do. They don't see what is going to come. So the challenge for you as a builder, whatever it is that you're building, whether that's your relationship with God, whether that's your finances, whether that's your marriage, whether that's your business, whatever it is that you're building, you have to just keep on building, stay the course, and when this finished product is done, they'll get a chance to drive by and see the masterpiece that you put together. They'll be able to drive by and see the fruit of your labor. Now the good thing is, if you really do stay the course, then you get a chance to see the results yourself. You get a chance to see your potential. You get a chance to see what is really on the inside of you. You get a chance to tap into greatness. But if you don't, you rob them of the opportunity to see of what's possible. You rob yourself of seeing the real potential that's God put on the inside of you. When you get an opportunity to get around other people who are having success and you get a chance to talk about reaping the harvest of your labor, there is no better feeling. When you get done running that race and you get a chance to wipe the sweat off and you look yourself in the mirror and you're talking to the officiator and you're talking to them about what it feels like to be done paid the price. When you walking across that stage in business and you talk about what it feels like to have residual income. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you talk about how good it feels to be walking victorious in your faith. Listen, there is no greater feeling than the feeling of success, the feeling of obtaining the trophy and hoisting that trophy up. I can only imagine how LeBron felt last year when he was holding that trophy up and he was talking about bringing that trophy back to Cleveland. There's no greater feeling. And listen, if you taste success, nothing else will ever do. You only have two choices in life. You can either pay the price for what you want, or what you want will become the price that you will have to pay. There is no in between. And what I've noticed is in life, there are so many people that are willing to pay the price. As a matter of fact, most people are willing to pay the price when it's convenient, when it's comfortable, when it doesn't require any real sacrifice. And that's the thing that is holding you up. You're willing to pay the price as long as it's comfortable, but when it gets uncomfortable, when it gets too expensive, you opt out. And what I want to serve notice to you is price is only an issue in the absence of value. So when you stop paying the price, that's you looking at what it is you're saying you desire and you saying that it's not worth it. And we're going to have to check our belief system at the door. We're going to have to check our belief system, because what you believe will literally correspond with your actions. And so if you will tell me, hey, I believe, I can look at your actions and I can tell you what you really believe. Because I've noticed that I've watched games and at the end of the game they say, well, yeah, we lost. Look who they got on their team. So that means the whole time that they were competing, in the back of their mind, they were already defeated. And your belief system is literally the mainframe to your computer. It's literally the mainframe that tells you to fight harder. It is literally the mainframe that tells you that you're going to have the victory if you keep going. And if you don't believe that you're going to have the victory, then you're probably not going to go as hard as you could. Does that make sense? So what is it in your life that you love that is greater than just yourself, that will cause you to face the fear that is dominating your life? It hurts right now. You're afraid. You don't know what to do. You need to find what you love that is greater than the fear that is dominating your life. Because when you find what you love and you start living for what you love, then it'll take away the fear of dying. So you're afraid of those no's. But when you find what you love that is greater than those no's, then you'll begin to face those no's and you'll go through the obstacle. So while you're running this race and you're afraid of the hurdles, you're afraid of the obstacles that are in front of you, you're going to have to find what you love, and that's what it's going to take to overcome that fear.